come, and I'm like,
got
places to go.
it starts at 5, the practice.
Oh.
So I was like, well, maybe they'll come out.
Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Everyone, please rise and join me in the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll start off tonight with our spotlight on excellence.
It's my honor to recognize and to honor our class of 2026 valedictorian Ralph Superman UAC.
Can you tell us what your plans are for next year?
I'm attending Marian University and Salem College to study nursing in the fall. I'm going to attend Butler University and study pre-veterinary sciences.
Congratulations, both of you, for your hard work.
On behalf of the board, I'd like to congratulate both of you for your achievement.
He really means half of the board.
I think everybody forgot we're starting early tonight, so we may get a couple stragglers here in a few minutes, but we know you guys got places to be and things to do, and just want you to know that this honor definitely reflects a lot of hard work and dedication over the years, and we're proud of you and look forward to seeing your future successes.
Thanks, Dad.
Congratulations.
Big speech.
Yeah, you guys could practice your commencement speeches real quick if you wanted.
Still have to write it.
All right, that'll move on to the approval of tonight's agenda. Mrs. Cheatham, are there any additions?
There are no changes to tonight's agenda.
Is there any discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move to approve the agenda as presented.
I second.
A motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Mrs. Grandstaff, do we have any public comment this evening?
We do not.
Okay, we'll move on to consent agenda items then. We have several minutes from the month of April that need approval. Is there any questions or discussion on the minutes? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I move approval of the minutes presented.
Second.
A motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That'll bring us to our financial items for this evening. Mrs. Grandstaff?
Our first source bank statement balance for the month of April was $5,085,339.60. Our first federal bank statement balance was $515.18. Our monthly claims for April were in the amount of $1,286,824.03. The claims, fund report, and the EPCSC summary is attached in your packet for your review. The transfers completed were the cafeteria transfer for the month of March, the Medicaid to Education fund transfer, and grant cleanups. There was also a multi-year contract with Securely for $11,180, and that's a 3-year license for IT. And then the summary of the education expenditures is also attached in your packet.
Does anyone have any questions or discussion for Mrs. Grandstaff in the financial items? If not, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
I move to approve the financial items as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That'll bring us to the personnel items for this evening. Mrs. Cheatham?
I request the approval of the personnel items contained in your board packet.
Any questions or discussion on the personnel?
Question on the transfer at Tony Hall. Is that from just because of student enrollment numbers?
Correct.
Okay.
Anything else? Yeah, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
I move approval of the personnel items as presented.
Second.
A motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Next up will be our action discussion items for tonight. We have a dietitian contract to discuss.
This is the annual renewal with NESIC for the dietitian services. The contract amount is for $5,000, and I would request your approval to continue to have that service.
Questions or discussion?
Question is, so that seems like it's been the same amount for several years in a row. Is it not like anything else that goes up?
They have not increased the price.
But we're same service but same price?
Correct.
That's great.
And we're even hoping to maybe at some point not need that service.
The dietitian, I think, is important. They do the, all the macros with all the numbers for our diabetic students and make sure that we're compliant with the federal guidelines, does our menus every year. So this is a contract I would recommend continuing on. But as far as that food service director, we had been using their services, and it was an off-campus food service director that was making sure that we were compliant. We do not use any contract for food service anymore. Vivian Hornbeck is doing 100% of our food service director ship now, and I do not feel like she needs any of that extra support. But the dietitian is something many schools, even if they have their own food service director, are taking advantage of, and I just think it makes sure that we know the right portion amounts, the compliance with the federal governments, you know, we have all those. It's already set up for Vivian so that when we need to calculate for medical reasons, that information's already available.
I think it was the food service coordinator I was thinking
Yes,
we were using
yeah.
and no longer
Right,
use.
so we didn't use that position last year, and we're not recommending adding it back in, so.
Let's stick with the dietitian.
Yes.
Anything else on that item? Not, I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the contract presented.
I second.
A motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we're gonna have some first readings, starting with our classified handbook.
Okay, yes, several first readings, and I have Katie here to answer any questions that you might have about the classified handbook and the suggestions that we're making.
Anyone have anything they'd like to discuss on the classified handbook? If not, we'll move on to the athletic handbook first reading.
And there were no proposed changes for the athletic handbook this year. It will remain the same.
Any discussion on that one? If not, we'll move on to the corporation's handbook first readings.
Okay.
Can we go back to that
Yeah.
athletic?
Athletic.
Have we asked a parent or somebody who's not part of the admin to review that? It seems like we get questions that are asked only from others. You know, I don't have any problems with it, but have we ever thought about running it past a?
It's possible we could.
I know we do that with
yeah.
our yearbook or with our textbooks and stuff like that. But I'm not asking you to do it. I'm just saying, have we ever?
I don't think so.
And I'm fine with that too.
We usually don't seem to have issues until unique problems arise. It's hard to
Yeah.
foresee everything.
Exactly. Okay.
Something to think about. Next will be the Chromebook agreements.
Now let's go back to the corporation
Oh,
handbooks.
yeah.
And sorry,
Yeah.
just to circle back, just to clarify, with final forms,
Yeah.
they do sign off on it, so every parent does have it available to them, they have to sign it, they've read it, so they have it available to them to start every season, so.
As far as input on any of the handbooks, we don't have a parent review committee or anybody that sits in on any of the handbooks. They sign off on all of the handbooks, but they don't contribute to the recommendations.
Okay. No, that's fine.
So we'll go back to the corporation handbooks. We have several first readings.
So all of them really, the changes are mentioned. That the one change that is added into these handbooks signifies the law that cell phones the cell phone law is changing, and that students are not allowed to access a cell phone from bell to bell from the time they get to school to the time they leave, and that will be against the law. So that is reflected in the handbook. Actual implementation guidance on how that's going to look in the buildings is not included. We're still waiting for more information. The Department of Education has said they're going to send more out. We're having lots of discussion at the building levels as to what that might look like, but just the fact that there is a law, students are not to have cell phones, that's what's contained in the handbook. So as far as the other changes, I don't think there are really very many major changes to the handbook. So
We'll see that back next month for a second reading. Okay, anybody have anything else they want to add to the first reading of the corporation handbooks? If not, we'll move on to Chromebook agreements.
again, this is a first read. No, actually, this is approval to change. These are not handbooks. So the big change here, and I don't know how big of a change it is, but having the option to opt out of taking Chromebooks home at the elementary. We're just saying students are expected to use the school-issued Chromebooks for e-learning days. And this was there weren't a lot of families that were opting out, but it was becoming an issue in that they were calling for support on whatever device they had at home, and we weren't able to provide that interface because they're all different, and Mr. Haschel wasn't able to support them over the phone because they weren't on our school devices. They would have trouble logging in, they couldn't access what they needed to have, and there was maybe 12 students that had opted out, and we're just saying the expectation is that you're going to use the school-issued Chromebooks going forward. They also added some language about AI and the images allowed on the Chromebook. So,
Anyone have any questions or discussion on the Chromebook agreements? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the changes to our Chromebook agreements and our corporation handbooks.
Not the corporation,
No.
That's first reading.
Got it. Yeah,
Just the
I move-
Chromebook.
Just the Chromebooks. as
Second.
presented.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Next up, we have another good month of donations. Mrs. Cheeseman?
all right. Request the approval of the following donations. Al Breyfogle, $500 for the baseball pitcher mound weighted tarp. Star City Community Church, $258 for the teacher grant fund. Sherilyn Welter Foundation, $900 to Katrina Harper and Elena Sutton. Jim Leverance, $2,000 to the athletics department at the high school. The Ledley family, $50 to the drama department at the high school. Miscellaneous donations, $29 for the musical drama, spring musical drama. Prom donations for the high school light stream gave $250 and Murray Leasing $100. And then for the academic excellence banquet donations, Brain Mortuary gave $100, Good Oil Company $200, and Light Stream $200. I would request your approval of these donations.
Question or discussion on the donations? There is none. I'll entertain a motion.
I move approval of the donations as presented.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Next, we have several overnight field trip requests.
We have the boys basketball teams that would like to go to Super Hoops Team Camp at Indiana Wesleyan, June 12th through 14th. I have gone ahead and put Camp Tecumseh, the 5th grade camp, going in September. I'm requesting this to be a recurring event until there is no longer interest in them going, so that they have ongoing permission to keep that fundraising going and knowing that they're allowed to do that in September. And then the National FFA Convention in Indianapolis this fall will be October 21st through 23rd, and we have 14 students that will be attending that.
Do you have a lot of interest in the Camp Tecumseh for next?
Mr. Hook.
Yeah, I mean students.
Sure, we're really interested.
It depends on the date. I've got a got a thing. But I'd love to if I
I'm
can.
gonna check with your better half of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yes, we've received a very generous gift, grant from the Community Foundation to fund that for our students.
Okay.
So we're looking forward to rolling that out to our families and having another amazing experience. A little earlier, so maybe Harvest won't be going.
Maybe.
Maybe Mr. Roush can come.
Do you know the date?
Just
I
says
didn't have the
September.
dates, September.
I can tell you just one second.
I imagine there'll be more excitement this year with the 5th grade that came back and talked about it. The 4th grade will.
On September 17th and 18th.
We'll see.
I'll show Joe so that he knows I wasn't lying. Tournament of Champions that week.
For some reason, I don't see him.
Thank you, Joe.
We'll go ahead and sign Aaron up since he's not here.
Yeah, Aaron's not here, so he's going for it.
Yeah.
Steve,
Okay, we need a motion to approve the field trips.
I move to approve the overnight field trips as presented and for the requesting of approval to be a recurring event for the Camp Tecumseh.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. For additional board topics this evening, we don't have anything specific. Did you want to hit on anything?
I don't, we're still getting more quotes. I'm expecting one more quote, this week on the roof for the bus barn, and I will get that information out as soon as I get that. I also emailed you some pictures of what the town is planning to do out here in the front, and that they had planned to do it after school starts, and if you had any questions, it's a town project. It is not being financed by the school or requested by the school, but I just wanted to give you, their proposal. And
None of you have noticed they've painted the white line out there to show where they would put the new curbing. I have passed on a little bit of a concern to Dara to maybe share that this evening even there was a truck and trailer parked on the west side of Riverside, and that makes that very narrow, especially for school buses and things trying to swing out. I'm not sure if maybe that needs adjusted back, if they'd be willing to look at that, was my only concern, or limit parking on the other side of the street for that purpose. If anybody has any other concerns they'd like to pass on, it is a town project, so. Okay. In the roofing, we are talking about at least getting something temporarily done if we decide we don't know exactly what routes we're going to go on the entire roofing project. We would like to see what they would propose for some temporary measures to at least stop some of the leakage that's occurring, to at least get things under control. So we may have that in the next week or two.
yes.
Anybody else have any other topics they'd like to hit on or bring up?
I'd always like to hit on our playground, where we're at on it.
I'd always like to hear that.
We're about 150,000 short of our $500,000 goal. Things are still moving along. The donations are still coming in, and the build date's the 25th and 26th of June. So
Coming right up.
yeah, that'll be coming right up, and
Do they
we're
foresee
awful.
having this done by the start of school?
Yeah, do you want to elaborate on the use of it and stuff?
So we'll be, doing the demolition of one school out, and then the 25th and the 26th will be our community build days. And then, Reese, Scheidler's hopeful that we'll have the opportunity to have some grass grow from the installation to the start of the school year, so that's ready to have play day. We'll have a ribbon cutting. We probably won't allow community play on it during the summer months, just as we're trying to get that grass to grow.
Sure.
But hopefully at the start of the school year, we'll have a big ceremony and let the kids really.
A lot of excited new kids to
Absolutely.
behave so they can go to recess.
They always do. They always do.
So you have enough to cover the equipment and all that, and the 150 was the
More of the
Maintenance.
endowment to maintain it.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
good.
You bring your checkbook? Is that what you're thinking? Is that what? Okay.
Okay, if there's no other additional topics, we'll move on to the principals.
This Friday, WCHS will host their annual Warrior Showcase, where students will have the opportunity to display their skills and talents in the community. Students have created a variety of impressive artwork, including metalworking, woodworking projects that will be auctioned off during the event. All proceeds will go to the Cheryl Lynn Welter Foundation, which supports underprivileged youth in our surrounding communities. Last year's event was a tremendous success, and we encourage the public to come out once again to support our students in this outstanding cause. To celebrate another successful year at WCHS, we'll be hosting our annual end-of-year carnival on Wednesday, May 20th. Students will have the opportunity to participate in a wide variety of games activities throughout the day. It's always a fun event and a great way for students to celebrate the end of the school year before heading into finals. Lastly, on Sunday, May 31st, we'll honor the class of 2026 during commencement exercises. We're excited to celebrate this outstanding group of students as they begin the next chapter of their lives and head towards new opportunities and ventures. Following the formal commencement ceremony, graduates will participate in a traditional parade throughout the community. We encourage community members to line the parade route and help us recognize and celebrate the accomplishments of class of 2026.
Perfect timing.
Well, I should pay attention to my calendar. I thought we were at 5:30. I thought it was early. This week at the middle school, we're doing cancer awareness and drive week. We call it Wars Against Cancer, and different classes are learning about lots of different things concerning cancer in different classes, and so lots of different lessons. And also students are collecting pocket change or whatever, and if they get $10 worth, then they get their name to be put into a raffle. And the culminating event is a pie in teacher's face event. And so last year I was one of the ones pied. This year I get to not be, so I'm kind of excited to get to watch others do it. Last year we raised over $2,500 towards this and it all went to the Haley Fox Scholarship, and that's again our place where it's going to go. So it'll be interesting to see how much we raise. And obviously, so we hope that this week is not only educational but as inspirational for students too. Other activities that we're doing to end up the year, we've got our track, softball, and baseball teams that all represented really well, and our I don't know all their exact records, but I know they're performing very well, and chances of winning conference for the boys, particularly in track, I think, is what I hear. So lots of good stuff there. We have our band and choir spring concert tomorrow night, so come if you're able. Saturday is the 8th grade dance celebration, which is kind of a rite of passage and always a highlight for the end of the middle school years. So that's Saturday night. Tomorrow we have the 5th grade class coming over for a step up to the middle school day, so that's exciting. We'll get to meet them. And then on Monday 8th graders are going to go into the zoo on a field trip, and then we have awards and grade level incentive the last couple of days. So lots to do in 10 days, but we're looking forward to it.
Just to echo this, it's a very busy but exciting time, and I just want to take a moment to express my appreciation to all of our teachers and our parent volunteers, transportation, everyone who makes all of these end of the year festivities possible. We are coming and going with events, and I know that hard work is really some of the fondest memories that many of our kids will have from elementary. They'll remember that trip to the zoo and those kind of things. So that's where our 1st graders are headed tomorrow, their annual trip to the Potawatomi Zoo, and as Mr. Dickinson shared, our 5th graders have their step-up day, and I think they're looking forward to learning all about the middle school. Thursday, we're going to have our preschool graduation, so I appreciate Kara Caston and Mrs. Rude for their hard work preparing that. They're going to have some cute songs and really celebrate their graduation to the big school. On Friday morning, we'll have our spring 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade concert along with our awards program. Next Monday, our 5th graders will have some days making memories. They're going to have a town park picnic. I think they're playing some kickball and different things. And our 3rd graders will also be doing their community field trip where they visit the Lawrence Corporation and many other local businesses. And I want to express my gratitude to all those people who make those learning opportunities possible as well. On Tuesday, our 2nd graders are going to be going to the public library and then also having an afternoon picnic at the park. And our 1st graders will also be doing that. Our 4th graders will be heading to Delphi for the canal trip, so a great Indiana history trip. Wednesday, our kindergarten students will be going to the library again to learn more about the summer reading program, and they will also have a picnic day. Thursday is our annual field day, and this year we're kind of mixing it up, and we're having some 5th graders. Half the 5th graders will help in the morning, half the 5th graders will help in the afternoon, so they're going to be leading some of those stations, so looking forward to growing some of their leadership. And then finally, Friday will be our annual trip to the ISIS movie theater. It's a great culminating activity for this school year. So my fingers and toes are crossed that we have 70-degree sunny days and everybody can just savor these last few days together. So thank you so much.
Does anyone have anything else for the principals? If not, we'll move on to our superintendent report.
I would like to wish Mr. Springer congratulations on his retirement from the classroom. Coach Springer's made a positive impact on countless students throughout his years of service, and we are grateful that he will continue to lead and coach and mentor our students as the varsity basketball coach. I also want to thank, as Mrs. Collins has and our other administrators, I want to thank our teachers, our staff, and our principals for their dedication, hard work, and commitment throughout this school year. It's been an incredible year filled with lots of growth and accomplishments, and as the final 2 weeks approach, it's not slowing down any. As you've heard, there's still a lot of exciting events ahead, field trips, finals, celebrations and award programs, and then the graduation. So it's just been a tremendous year. And then finally, I'd like to congratulate our school board on earning the Exemplary Governance Award with commendable distinction for the 2025 school year. This recognition reflects the board's ongoing commitment to continuous learning, strong leadership, and excellence in board service, and it's been an honor to work with you. So there is an award, so congratulations.
We'll have to find a good place to hang it, right? Start adding to them. Okay, does anyone have anything else for Mrs. Cheatham? We'll begin board comment then with Mrs. White.
Just want to thank everyone for their donations and all of the committee's work for fundraising for the playground, and to the teachers and staff for making the last 2 weeks fun and hanging in there. Thank you.
Mr. Terry?
No comment.
Mr. Kaiser?
Yeah, ditto, thank you for, gosh, all the things you got going on here the last 2 weeks, holy cow. And a big thank you to you for, you know, finishing this thing out strong, really appreciate that, it means a lot. And, that's it.
Mr. Cunningham?
No comment.
I'd like to add thanks to everyone involved with preparing the Academic Excellence Awards banquet. That is always a fun night, and I know there's a lot of work goes into that, and it's really appreciated. It's fun seeing the kids and watching them recognize the teachers that had the most influence on them. Makes it.
It was a large group this year.
It was 20 something?
I didn't count.
It was several, so good things. All right, that's all I have. Would anyone like to make a motion for adjournment?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
The motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.
That was a quick 4 minute I've ever been for. I apologize. I guess.